people your age or people younger to you or youngsters in general, should they take such solo trip?
A solo trip, especially without your friends, your family, to a place where you know nobody, is helpful in making you understand where you stand. I had a very poor experience when I went out for work. I was burnt out and I had to come back home. So there was this irrational fear in me saying that next time when I have to move out to gain experience for work and everything, I will not be able to move out of the house. This solo trip helped me, realize that that was just an irrational fear that I had. So the placement of Auroville is a very conducive environment, I would say. Auroville is actually based completely in a forest. It's a village, but it is surrounded by forests. And within few minutes of moving out from Auroville, there are beaches. So you get a complete biospherical experience there.
हर जगह पे हर कोई ये भी बात कर रहा होता है कि बी क्लोज टू नेचर.
Walking barefoot, you don't feel like walking wearing shoes, wearing chappal even. You just want to walk, touch the ground after few days. We met few people more and decided, जैसे बच्चे नहीं करते थे कि हम तुम्हारे साथ खेल लें, वैसी वाली लाइफ, going back. And then I remember छोटे होते हम लोगों को बोला जाता था जब स्ट्रीट लाइट्स ऑन हो जाएंगी तो घर आ जाना. एंड हम लोग बदमाशी करते थे कि स्ट्रीट लाइट्स ऑन होके भी देखते कितनी देर कोई नहीं बुलाता है.
एंड यस आई नो कि आप गीता पढ़ते हो और आप महामंत्र की माला भी करते हो, और आपका ये कहना है कि वहाँ पे आप बहुत इजीली ये सब कर पा रहे थे.
If you are a person who loves to do meditation and concentration, you will love Matri Mandir.
मतलब वो पिन ड्रॉप साइलेंस से भी ज्यादा वाला साइलेंस.
हाँ, मतलब पिन ड्रॉप होगा तो आपके कान में चुभेगा.
ओके,
वो उस लेवल का साइलेंस है.
जय हिंद. So today's episode is very close to my heart, and the reason being because a piece of my heart is sitting right in front of me. काफी इन हाउस अफेयर हो रहा है आज ये, है ना?
हाँ.
और शायद कुछ लोग हैं जिनको कि कैमरा उतना पसंद नहीं है, पर उनके एक्सपीरियंसेस इतने इंटरेस्टिंग है कि हमने किसी तरह से तो परसुएड कर लिया है. तो यू ऑल कैन थैंक मी फॉर दैट लेटर. So thank you so much, Angel, Ucchita Sharma, for the people in the professional world and the education field. So thank you so much कि आप मान गए हो और आज हम बातें कर रहे हैं आपके ट्रिप को लेकर. वैसे तो इनको घूमने फिरने का बहुत शौक है, शायद बचपन से, पर हम बातें करेंगे और जानेंगे इनके स्पेशल सोलो ट्रिप के बारे में. सो एंजल, हम आपको एंजल बोले, उचिता बोले?
एंजल.
एंजल, ओके. सो एंजल, आपके हिसाब से आपका ये फर्स्ट सोलो ट्रिप था?
नहीं, आई वुड नॉट कॉल इट अ फर्स्ट सोलो ट्रिप, क्योंकि ट्रिप मतलब कि गोइंग फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू द अदर. आई हैव ट्रैवल्ड सोलो, बट नॉट गोइंग टू अ प्लेस जहाँ पे कोई रिलेटिव या कोई फ्रेंड हो फ्रॉम योर नोन या फ्रॉम माई नोन. That was for the first time. I went to a place where we don't have any connections, which is a rarity because Papa's background. So yeah, this would be a classic solo trip from going home to a place which is completely unknown to me.
मतलब कि दिस वाज वन ट्रिप जो कि आपने खुद पूरा प्लान किया और अकेले ट्रैवल किया.
काफी समय से प्लान था कि कहीं जाना है. इट वॉज नॉट अ ट्रैवल टूर टाइप भी नहीं था कि किसी ग्रुप के साथ गई जैसे एक्सकर्शंस वगैरह पे हो जाता है. तो इट वॉज completely मी अलोन ट्रैवलिंग, मीटिंग न्यू पीपल एंड just playing it by the ear kind of a thing.
Okay, so your itinerary and your planning, everything yours.
Correct.
And you landed in a place called
Auroville.
Auroville.
I
Auroville.
landed in a place called Pondicherry and then took a taxi of 15 minutes, 20 minutes to Auroville.
Okay. So you feel, Angel, that people your age or people younger to you or youngsters in general, should they take such solo trips? Do you think it has brought any change in you in the last 10 days of your trip that you did?
Oh, for sure. One should definitely take these trips, especially at a young age, wherein you are trying to, navigate and get an understanding of where you stand in this world. हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हम लोग स्कूल से निकलते हैं, which is a very protected environment. Then we go into college, which acts like a sandbox for your adulthood, and then immediately you go into work environment where you are grinding yourself for money and trying to secure yourself. But we do not realize कि हम लोग हैं कौन, हमें चाहिए क्या लाइफ में, और एक रेस में लग जाते हैं हम लोग फ्रॉम डे वन टू द टाइम वी आर वर्किंग. फिर सोसाइटी के प्रेशर्स आते हैं कि गेट मैरिड, हैव चिल्ड्रन, और be successful in the monetary aspects. But a solo trip, especially without your friends, your family, to a place where you know nobody, is helpful in making you understand where you stand.
Is it not becoming a little philosophical in your head and to know yourself and all those things? ये मतलब कैसे हेल्प कर रहा है आपको?
ऐसे हेल्प कर रहा है. सो टेकिंग माई एक्सपीरियंस, आई हैव बीन वेरी अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट इन माई लाइफ, taking risks, trying to move and push forward, recognizing my potential. मतलब बचपन से सुनते आ रही हूँ टीचर्स से, आपसे, पापा से कि तुम्हारे अंदर इतना सारा पोटेंशियल है, तुम यूज नहीं करती हो, यू आर नॉट यू आर नॉट यूजिंग इट to your full maximum potential. And I would often think that maybe this is where I am. जो पोटेंशियल मेरे में है मैं वहीं तक तो जा रही हूँ, और अपने आप को काफी हद तक मैं अंडरमाइन करती थी, अपनी वर्थ को, अपनी थिंकिंग को. बाहर वालों के लिए इट इज वेरी इजी टू से कि और कितना एक्सपेंशन हो सकता है, बट देर आर टाइम्स व्हेन बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रेशर्स एंड बिकॉज ऑफ certain expectations you end up caging yourself. So for me personally, this solo trip helped me realize that maybe I do have something fighting for. And also I had a very poor experience when I went out for work. I was burnt out and I had to come back home. So there was this irrational fear in me saying that next time when I have to move out to gain experience for work and everything, I will not be able to move out of the house, and I will be stuck here and I won't be able to create a life that I want to create for myself. So in that sense, this solo trip helped me realize that that was just an irrational fear that I had, and I am capable. There were different things which I experienced in Auroville. There were certain new experiences which was completely out of the cocoon. Nobody to help me, nobody to guide me. I met few people, talk to them कि क्या चल रहा है, कैसे चल रहा है, कहाँ जाना चाहिए. And through that I realized that एक बार तो किया था, उसमें I was under so much of pressure and it was, the working hours were not conducive for my growth. So maybe because of that, I ended up coming back home and just recuperating. It was not a failure on my part. It was just a need of recuperation and rejuvenation. So this solo trip for me personally became I would say, a standard that I set for myself. Ki, okay, I can definitely create a world that I have envisioned for myself.
I'm so glad you're talking about this, Angel, because I know it takes a lot of courage for a child like you to, really come up and say कि हाँ मैंने Amazon में जॉब किया, अपना MBA करते करते ही, शायद आप 5th सेमेस्टर में थे जब आपकी ये जॉब लग भी गई
हाँ
थी
जी.
और आपने करा भी था for 9 months and then you said नहीं हो रहा है. And I know we had a lot of back and forth on this,
Correct.
right? But yes, if this is what Auroville has done to you, I'm really very happy about it. I mean, it's today that I'm coming to know कि ये सब चीजें भी दिमाग में at the back of the mind कहीं चल रही थी. So you
Right.
think that it has helped the mental health also. It has helped you grow spiritually also.
So Auroville in itself is a very spiritual place. It is
Okay,
established by one of the disciples of Aurobindo, and disciple
Sri
basic
Auroville.
Sri Aurobindo. Not even a disciple. Basically, they call her the mother goddess, and
Okay,
it is believed that she took the path with Sri Aurobindo to spread the awareness and his teachings and philosophies. So Auroville in itself is a very spiritual place. Um, Pondicherry ka village hai. Pondicherry itself is a very beautiful city, having French colonies and stuff. And Auroville is a place which has a very unique theme to it. Um, I was in, I was doing my graduation in Bangalore, in Mount Carmel College, my BSc. That is when I got to know of this place. Uh, so few of my classmates and friends from college were talking about this place where money is not a concept. Money is not the most important thing there. It is based out of community and love and harmony. So it kind of intrigued me at that point of time in life कि how can it be कि पैसा जरूरी नहीं है अभी तक वी हैव बीन हियरिंग कि सारा कुछ पैसा है, खुशी तो पैसे में मिल ही जाती है. एंड इवन टुडे मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगी कि पैसे से कुछ नहीं होता. पैसा is money is a very very important part of our lifestyle in current times, but it is very refreshing to see a very different perspective towards money. It is just there to survive. So the people there have built up a community. They expect you to work for a year free of uh, you don't get any benefits except for maybe few discounts in their places. And they are there to show कि भाई we we live in a peaceful harmonious community, and it's not just people across India that stay there. It is people across the globe. There are people from France, US. um, I met two, three people from Italy. They were Italians. There was one guy who had just heard of one particular ashram in Auroville where they do seva and they do voluntary work, and he had heard from some other US person, US citizen, and he decided that, oh, I'm already traveling. Let me just go and do this sadhana seva that is there. And it was very interesting to see how people had just heard and were ready to live here. I had gone for 10 days. There were people who had gone for 10 days and ended up deciding that I'm not going anywhere, cancel their tickets, stayed back, thinking that they will extend for a week. And that week got extended to 2, 3 months, and they are still there. So that place has a magical aura around it. I will not deny that. So the spiritual thing that you were saying might be because Auroville is the place that I had, finalized on.
एंड आई वाज जस्ट थिंकिंग दैट जब हम स्पिरिचुअलिटी की बात करते हैं तो हमने गीता पढ़ते हैं तो उसमें भी हमें काफी ज्ञान मिलता है और
Hmm.
पता चलता है कि हाँ अ, ध्यान रखा जा सकता है खुद का और सब कुछ छोड़ा जा सकता है और जिया जा सकता है और हर जगह पे हर कोई ये भी बात कर रहा होता है कि बी क्लोज टू नेचर एंड स्टे देयर. तो ऑरोविल का आपका जो था मतलब आप कह रहे हो ना कि नेचर के पास फील हुआ और लोगों ने वहां पे जाके ऐसा फील किया, ऐसी सेवा की, ऐसा किया.
Hmm.
वहां पे क्या क्या था मतलब व्हाट
So
ऐसा क्या हुआ जो कि एकदम से made you feel what you feel now for yourself? Like you say कि I've realized my worth and everyone around me used to tell me and मैं ही थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूज हो जाती थी post your job profile and everything. So now what is it?
so the placement of Auroville is a very conducive environment, I would say. Auroville is actually based completely in a forest. It's a village, but it is surrounded by forests. And within few minutes of moving out from Auroville, there are beaches, so you get a complete biospherical experience there. हम लोग लाइफ की रेस में इतना ज़्यादा सीमेंट के बीच में रहने लग गए हैं, and we don't socialize also, you know. We have isolated ourselves to a point that we don't know where we belong. There is, पहले के ज़माने में होता था कि villages हैं, community living है. I'm not saying that we should completely go back to that. There were positives and pros and cons जिसके कारण we had to move out from there. And why the urbanization became a crucial concept. But the con जब हम लोग वहाँ से भी urban community में भी आए थे, तब भी we were, you know, socializing, having a community that we built around. हम लोगों ने मोहल्ले create कर रखे थे. वो सारी चीजें in the current generation, at least for Gen Z and Gen Alpha, our community has become very virtual. There's no real communication, there's no real bonding that we see. It is, अब तो humans की जगह AI के साथ bonding हो रही है. So moving away from the gadgets, the virtual world that you are living in, and इंसानों से ज़्यादा नेचर में, I mean, I was in South. It is a red sand area. The It is a funny episode actually. I was thinking of what to wear one day कि मैंने कहीं जाना था and हम लोगों के पास एक event. So Auroville has events every week. They do tango classes, salsa classes. There is board games that they play. अभी रिसेंटली जब मैं वापस आ गई थी तो नवरात्रि स्पेशल के लिए उन्होंने गरबा किया था. वन ऑफ द पीपल हैड, you know, posted that. So for me it became, oh, you know, you have a community that comes together in the evening. ऐसे ही randomly I met few people and we decided let's go to play where एक देश शक्ति जिम है वहाँ पे, which does not have any gym equipment. It's a ground with basketball, football, tennis court, badminton court, and trampoline. So we just went, no plan, nothing. We'll see what happens when we reach there. We met few people more and decided, जैसे बच्चे नहीं करते थे कि हम तुम्हारे साथ खेल लें, वैसी वाली लाइफ, you know, going back. And then आई रिमेम्बर छोटे होते हम लोगों को बोला जाता था जब स्ट्रीट लाइट्स ऑन हो जाएंगी तो घर आ जाना. एंड हम लोग बदमाशी करते थे कि स्ट्रीट लाइट्स ऑन होके भी देखते कितनी देर कोई नहीं बुलाता है. सो वी प्लेड फुटबॉल. आई एम नॉट गुड एट स्पोर्ट्स. आई वाज जस्ट हैविंग अ गाला टाइम एंड एट दैट पॉइंट आई वांटेड टू wear something and I realized that I have taken everything white. I have, you know, shifted. I have very light colored clothes in my wardrobe. Pastels and whites. And I was looking at my suitcase and I was like, यार अगर मैं खेलने गई तो मेरी शर्ट, मेरा जो पजामा है वो सब लाल हो जाएगा. Because it just traveling or walking or going on the scooter, there is so much of red soil that you know कि कपड़े लाल होने वाले. I had not planned for that and I did not know कि नेचर के इतना ज़्यादा बीच में हम होंगे. So you know, just walking barefoot, you don't feel like walking wearing shoes, wearing chappal even. You just want to walk, touch the ground after a few days. And the place that I was living in, वहाँ पे we had a pond जहाँ पे रात में turtles बाहर निकलते हैं. And the frogs and the cicadas, it was just all nature sounds. So for me, I think that in itself was so, you're literally connected to the earth. आप जहाँ से बने हो आप वहीं पे you know अपने आप को experience कर रहे हो. And चाहे आप किसी थेरेपिस्ट के पास जाओ या कहीं पॉडकास्ट सुनो या यूट्यूब के किसी भी गुरु से सुनो, एक चीज जो हर बार निकल के आती है वो ये कि धरती के साथ जुड़ना चाहिए. ट्राई टू वॉक इन द ग्रास, टच द ग्रास. आजकल तो देयर इज दिस स्लैंग आल्सो दैट वी नीड टू टच द ग्रास. यू आर सो ऑनलाइन, यू आर सो क्रॉनिकली ऑनलाइन दैट यू नीड टू टच द ग्रास. ओके
ये तो नया
get in check with reality, touch the grass. So it is to the point that it has become a need, it has become a slang, it has, and I literally did not just touch the grass. I was in the middle of a forest. I was going through trees, and there were creepy crawlies, there were centipedes, millipedes,
Oh,
but you learn to respect them,
okay.
and you learn to respect yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and you learn to respect each and every being that you are seeing around you, because कहीं ना वो आपको कहाँ energize कर रहा है आपको नहीं पता चलेगा, क्योंकि there would be times, and because it was a solo trip and because I had planned it as such that I wanted to be cathartic for myself, and if I have a crying episode I would let myself cry. So I had few episodes like that, and then all of a sudden while crying you will see a millipede in your room and you'll be like, okay, you know what, उसको बाहर निकालो, या अचानक से रोते रोते स्पाइडर आ रहा है, and now you're just worried कि spider is pretty huge, and then you see a lizard and then you're very happy because the lizards are helpful there.
Okay.
So when you have a lizard and you have so many creepy crawlies, you're like, okay, fine, chipkali, thank you. You don't get scared. You learn how to live around you. I mean, I saw a baby scorpion in my bathroom, so
Okay.
it's a very different experience. It was definitely different.
All right.
Uh, एंड फॉर मी इट वाज शॉकिंग क्योंकि अकेले थी, अभी तक किसी एडल्ट को बोलती थी कि यार देख लो मेरे से नहीं हो रहा, या यू you नो या अपने किसी एक फ्रेंड को बोल दिया जो मुझे लग रहा है हु इज a bit stronger, who is not scared of these things. But now I was the only one who was taking care of myself, and I did not want to kill those creatures also. So I learned how to, pick them up and put them out of the room.
Okay.
So it was a very different experience, which was definitely scary to a certain extent because of such things, but it was also very empowering.
Okay. So, Abhi, you now plan to have a list of places where you want to go within India? या क्या है इरादा?
Abhi to India,
Okay.
because honestly, for my solo trips, I had three places which were, shortlisted. There was Gokarna, but Gokarna is a very excursion and trekking trip. So for me, I was very clear that if I have to go on a solo trip, I am not taking a help of tours and travel and a group like that.
Okay.
So Gokarna was let go. Then Hampi was one another place, but I was a bit skeptical because Hampi is not a community place; it's more of a touristy place.
Right.
So I was a bit skeptical of that, and Auroville, Auroville and Pondicherry were strong contenders. And since I was already intrigued by their way of living and their uh, spiritual aspects and spiritual attachment to the teachings that they have, I decided that I should go there because I'm pursuing my PhD, and PhD can really, be exhausting and mentally kind of torturous. But so to, take a break from all of that, I felt like a spiritual trip would be helpful for me.
एंड यस आई नो कि आप गीता पढ़ते हो और आप महामंत्र की माला भी करते हो, और आपका ये कहना है कि वहाँ पे आप बहुत इजीली ये सब कर पा रहे थे,
राइट.
तो वहाँ का भी शायद वो पूरा नेचर का साथ होना, और एक कोई बिना बैगेज के शायद आपने ट्रैवल किया ये पूरा सोलो ट्रिप,
करेक्ट.
है ना, और काफी क्लेंस होके आए वहाँ पे, से आप नेचर के बीच में रह के फायदा हुआ, जो मातृ मंदिर है वहां जाके एडवांटेज हुआ। अगर थोड़ा सा मातृ मंदिर को बताते हुए हम इसको फिर क्लोज करेंगे।
सो हर एक एस्पेक्ट जो है ओरोविल का, उनका एक सोलर किचन है, वो आप अगर लेना चाहो तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इट्स कम्प्लीटली सोलर पावर्ड. द इंटायर विलेज इज सोलर पावर्ड. और मातृ मंदिर, अगर आप आर्किटेक्चर लवर हैं तो यू विल लव मातृ मंदिर. अगर आप ग्रीनरी लवर हैं यू विल लव मातृ मंदिर. If you are a person who loves to do meditation and concentration, you will love Matri Mandir. If you're just a person who likes to sit in the shade of some old banyan tree जिसका कि आपने मतलब banyan tree के जो वो roots लटकते हैं branches में से वो अगर धरती पे आके उग जाए, you see that also, you see some amazing ponds and rivers, and वो उन्होंने एक बहुत प्यारा पानी का रास्ता बना रखा है. It is out of this world. And the most important rule when entering Matri Mandir is you do not carry your gadgets. You are not allowed your bag, physical bag, and phone or any kind of contraption. You are supposed to be quiet. You may be traveling with your people and your family, but you are supposed to maintain silence. It's an open space, it's not even a closed space. Matri Mandir के अंदर जाना, कंसंट्रेशन वाली जगह जो है वो 3 लेयर्स में बनी है, वहाँ पे आप मेडिटेशन करते हैं. बट द otherwise the dome is in an open space. It has amphitheater, and तो जो dome है that is where you go and do your meditation. So if you are a first time visitor, you get to do meditation for 15 minutes, and it is so silent that हम नकल्स क्रैक करते हैं ना, हमें उसकी आवाज का भनक भी नहीं पता चलती है. किसी ने नकल क्रैक किया तो कभी कभार थोड़ा लग जाएगा, किसी का है तो. वहां पे एक गलती से नकल क्रैक किसी ने किया एंड इट echoed, so it is that silent.
मतलब वो पिन ड्रॉप साइलेंस से भी ज्यादा वाला
हाँ,
साइलेंस.
मतलब पिन ड्रॉप होगा तो आपके कान में चुभेगा.
ओके.
वो उस लेवल का साइलेंस है. एंड it has a very unique structure altogether. It's a dome. It's a circular dome which is built around brick petals.
ओके.
So the mother goddess has divided your thoughts and your emotions into 12 different parts,
ओके.
and each part is dedicated with a flower and a color. So there is the first layer is starting from the bottom. It's called the lotus pond.
ओके.
So there's water flowing continuously. वो आजकल हम लोग ASMR वीडियोस सुनते हैं जिसमें पानी के फ्लो की आवाज सुनते हैं, जिसपे आप मेडिटेशन कर सकते हो या सो सकते हो. वो वहाँ पे कांस्टेंट है because they have created it in such a way. And each petal around the dome has that 12 emotions that the mother goddess has, mentioned, and dedicated colors हैं. So that petal, you can enter inside, and there is a place to concentrate, and it's like a light therapy.
ओके.
So each emotion's light is completely surrounded.
ओके.
So I went and concentrated in the gratitude chamber. That was green, and you feel like you are bathing in that light. And then you have another layer where you enter, and they provide you with socks. You're not allowed to walk barefoot. You're supposed to wear the socks that they provide. And then you enter the topmost chamber, the inner chamber, where there's a crystal ball, and वहाँ पे light fall करती है. So it's a circular dome, and 20 for the entire day period, the contraption is such that the light falls in a straight line,
ओके.
and it falls in a straight line on that crystal ball, and it goes down till the lotus pond
ओके.
in a straight beam for the entire sunlight period. So the
Okay.
contraption is made up of mirrors and reflections, और वो एकदम एक straight beam नीचे तक जाती है. And when you enter, it looks like a, अगर आप womb देख पाते तो शायद वैसे कलर का womb हो.
ओके.
So it is very rebirth जैसे feeling है उसमें. So first time you go for 15 minutes, uh, next time you can go for 45 minutes each. So एक बार आप चले जाओ. And always Auroville, मतलब you don't stay outside of Auroville, you don't pick up hostels, you stay inside the Auroville as a guest. You get to see everything what Auroville is all about.
Wonderful. And I'm just loving the way you have talked about it. मुझे लग रहा था मैं साथ साथ पूरा ट्रैवल कर रही हूँ इतनी अच्छी जर्नी देने के लिए अपने सोलो ट्रिप की एंजल थैंक यू सो मच एंड आई एम सो ग्लैड कि यू डिड दिस
Thank
and you
you.
did it. So thank you and wishing you many more solo trips with even better emotions and better, what should I say, less of irritants in your life and better beautiful dreams that you want to soar in your life, right?
Thank
So all the very best. God bless you.
Thank you.
So that was Angel, and let me tell you, she has never spoken after she came back the kind she's spoken right now, and I'm very glad that she could do it for Mansa Vacha Karmana. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.